this is Colleen with Designs of Value Art, and today I'm going to talk to you about how to keep track of the values for your watercolor paintings that you've created, and you don't lose track of what you did from day to day as you go back to paint on your projects. This is the project we're going to be dealing with. You'll watch me get it set up. I've already chosen my colors. I did a little short on that, so take a look for that. And what I'm doing now is I am using the Painter's Color Diary. It's a 9x12 100% cotton paper. The sheets in it are removable. The 100% cotton is very important because you want to be able to use watercolor on this if you're a watercolor artist like I am. So here's our sheet, and it's nice, 140 pounds. I'm just gonna pull out one sheet here so you can see. There we go. And now I'm gonna move this so you can see me do this. I'm just going to pull this sheet out. There we go. Now what I call this is a color map, because it maps out the colors that I've chosen for this design. I can keep track of where I'm going, and in a year from now, if I decide to do some of the same colors in another project, all I have to do is pull out this sheet again, and when I'm done with it and it's completely dry, I do scan this, because then when you buy my paintings classes, you do get a copy of this with all the written directions on how I created the colors. So I scan it into my computer, and then I put it right back in to that booklet that I just took it out of. So we keep track of it. Excuse me, we know where it is, and we're not going to lose it. All the things that I've done in the past. All right, so this is a Gladiola. And you want to be sure and mark what this is. It's really nice to have this all set up, see the colors that you've chosen, and then a year from now you come back and go, oh, I love those colors, I wonder what it was I painted, if you don't put the title of what it was. So this is a Gladiola, and I'm just going to put down mixes yellow and orange. I've got all the colors chosen. Be sure and go back and watch my other short, because it does show you how I chose those colors. Now I'm going to just gently put a little bit of water on here. Make sure you can see me. It looks like you can. And I mean just a little. You don't need a whole ton. This is my water brush, so I don't want to use that. So I'm going to go into a number 4, I believe. And this is the Billy Shoal number 4 that I absolutely love. So this is going to be a little bit of water here. It's pretty dry already. This is going to be our light value for the Gladiola. A lot of yellow on that Gladiola. So now what I do is I lighten it as I go to the right, so I can see all the different values of just this one color that I will have available to me to use if I need to. Doesn't have to be absolutely perfect in those little squares. So then I take my pen and I mark down, and I use a permanent marker, what I used. And so that color was lemon yellow and Sennler yellow. So those are the two colors, and I just put down lemon yellow, and you can put NYEL, make your abbreviations as you want, and Sennler yellow. So I'm just going to put SENN and yellow. So there we go. That's our first color. Now the next value, add some water to it right away and stir it up. is going to be our mid value. That was our light value. This one's our mid value. Oh, I didn't add any water, but that's okay. It'll be good. Since I didn't add any water to begin with, I'm just going to add a little bit more water to my brush and pull it out. It'll be a lot thinner and more values created then. There we go. Perfect. All right. Okay. So this is, I'm going to name it the light value. And you can name yours whatever you want. This is the mid value. So I'm going to take the light value and I'm going to add Sendler Yellow Deep. That's what created this color. Okay, and then this will be our dark value. Just like that. And I'm going to clean my brush, add a little bit of water to this, mix that I have on my palette. And you should be able to see the 3 value changes in these yellows as you go from light value to medium value to dark value. You don't want a big jump between your values because you want them to blend together real soft and delicately on those petals. So if you have a big jump, say you went real dark here, then it's just not going to look natural. So there, we got the first 3 colors in. Let's go ahead and say how we described or created this one. So it is the light or the mid value mixture plus burnt sienna. And that is how I am going to use this. And as I said, I will scan this into my computer. And then when you buy my classes with the workbook, you'll get it. This is what I call a color map. And you will get a copy of this color map so you know exactly how to create the colors. Now let's go on and do the oranges. I'm going to just add a little bit of water here. I like the idea that this paper is 100% cotton because that's the paper I suggest that you use in all of my classes. I'm not saying you need to go broke, but you can. I have actually the hot press Dick Blick, and that's what we're going to be painting this one on. And they're not cheap, but they're not the most expensive either, but it's 100% cotton. And that is the most important because it makes your paper accept the paint the same way each and every time. So now this is our light value orange that I'm putting on here. So whether you're using this book or you're painting on your paper, if you use the 100% cotton, it's going to act the same way. It's going to accept the water and the paint the same way each and every time. So that's why I say it's really important to use 100% cotton. So that is our light value orange. And to create that, I used Rose Madder Lake and Lemon Yellow. Okay, so then the mid value and the dark value. All right, I'm gonna add some water to my mid value because it's pretty dry already. I am going to add just a touch of water to that. So this is our mid-value orange for the orange accents on this Gladiola. This would be a really beautiful color combination for, say, a tulip with the orange as the accents on a tulip, that type of thing. All right, so to create that color, I used the light value plus more of the Rose Madder Lake. And if you want to just do initials, you can do initials. That's certainly easiest thing for you, whichever works the best. All right. When my brush is off camera, all I'm doing is getting water on it. This is just my water brush. I keep a separate water brush for water. I don't put any paint in this brush. Got a drip on there, so I'm gonna get that off. And it's just a Princeton long round. I like the long bristles on it, and I like the point on it, so I can get the water where I want it to be. All right, and I keep that separate from my painting brushes because I do not want to get paint on that water brush. Then I know I've always got clean water in my brush. Okay, so this is our darker value. Now the other nice thing about this too, as you go along and paint, there's times that you add this color, add that color, and create another color that you didn't realize you were going to need as you paint. You can just add it to this sheet and you have it set up. And you know, I did this wrong. It's not the Rose Madder, it's the Alizarin Crimson Deep. So I'm just going to cross that out. Alizarin Crimson Deep. Okay, and this is straight Alizarin Crimson Deep. There we go. So those are our three values for the orange. And this is going to be our darkest in the crease type colors for that. So that's how I use this sheet to create my color maps. So I think that's real important for you to see how I do that. And then again, like I said, once this is completely dried and I've scanned it into the computer for the workbook for my classes, then I put it right back into the book. And there's enough space on here if I don't add anything else to this design. I could do another small design down here, which would work out perfect. So I could use the two designs on one sheet. Anytime you can save money, that's the way to do it. So that's how I use the painter's color diary. I create my color maps for my projects. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure and check me out at ebay.com/store/designs of value art. Thank you so much.